This video is brought to you by Big Bad Toy Store. Make your purchases through my personal link in the description to help out the channel. Furthermore, if you want to support me more directly, you can check out my YouTube channel membership for fun emojis and sneak peeks, or my Patreon. Links in the description. Welcome to part 2 of this little comparison video, and I am absolutely knackered from work, so forgive me if my energy is a bit in the dumps. But let's take a look at the worst figure here, which is Ra's al Ghul, and I don't like this figure at all. I think aesthetically it's quite nice actually. This tattoo, like these tattoos are really good. The sculpt work is nice, but if you compare him to Batman, why is his head so massive? It's gigantic, and it's just, I don't know. I've never been a fan of this Ra's al Ghul design at all, but this figure just doesn't do it for me. What is this red paint job around his eyes, and these knees are, I don't know, they're just really unattractive looking. I like the sword. I don't know, like, I prefer Ra's al Ghul to be a lot less battle savvy and more like evil mastermind type, and that's what I have with this custom kit. Well, it's a very minor custom. It's just like the Hush Ra's al Ghul head on top of the DC Universe Classics body, and then I threw a Spectre cape on here. But this is by far a better representation of the character in my head than this guy. Just some very, very, very baffling decisions were made when Todd designed this figure. I don't even know if Todd did design this figure, but why is he so huge? Like, look! He's gigantic! Ugh. Garbage. Absolute garbage. Okay, so the figure I was actually sort of looking forward to most was Penguin here. And, okay, so if you watched the original video where I customized this guy, or if you even just owned the original figure, you will know that he had a really weird face expression. Like, he looked like he was about 2 seconds from being punched in the face, and it was just an awful choice for a face expression. And this one has a little bit more of a... It's more committed to an expression, that of being an angry snarl. However, I just don't like it. I don't think the likeness to the character is there, and the mouth just isn't painted very well. And do you think there is a good Penguin figure in here? Like, if you cover up the mouth? Maybe, but I don't know. Like, why can't we just have a Penguin that looks, like, smart? Why does he always need to, like, do a stupid face? I don't get it. Like, what's wrong with this one? This is exactly how I would like my Penguin, which is why I sculpted him to look like this. And then there's also the bottle. Look, it's just a flat grey, and there's also like some weird molding issue on there, but it's just a flat grey, and it just looks really undetailed. This one has a nice translucency to it, and also the hat. Why is the hat a permanent piece on this figure? He doesn't even wear the bloody hat in the game. It's just in the promo materials, and this neck is so skinny, and it looks so lumpy, and it's all weird. I don't like it. And I think this is also the wrong color. I think this is supposed to be a little bit redder, or maybe I've just been spoiled by the color on this guy, but it's just not good. Like, the best thing he's got going on is, like, his articulation is surprisingly good for being a Penguin figure. Like, look, he's got really good bends, and he's got leg movements, unlike this guy, which is very unfortunate, but he just looks terrible. Look at him. I mean, I guess at least you could take some cool pictures of him in this with this face, but just standing still on a shelf looking really angry all the time is just... I don't like it. And again, I don't think the likeness is there. Like, I'm gonna bring up, like, a screen cap here, and we can see, like, I think the nose is... I think it's too small. I think
I think his face isn't fat enough, and the neck really, really throws it off. Like, his head is really small looking. Or I don't... It's like the head belongs on a different figure. There's clearly some good ideas with this figure. Like, I think the hands look good. This one has a little bit more character because he can actually hold the cigar game with. I think I lost mine, but it's around somewhere. But overall, even if this figure is much more immobile than this one just looks more like the Penguin to me than this whatever it is. I'm thinking maybe I'll be able to, because this guy is basically a statue with ball-jointed shoulders, I guess. I was thinking of maybe taking the legs from this guy. I could hollow out this section here and have it so that he has these posable legs. I may lose the swivel joint, but that's not really the biggest deal in the universe. And I might be able to do something with the arms as well. But I really, really wanted to like this figure, and I just don't. In the future, because I hate this head sculpt so much, I might try to resculpt it. But I honestly don't think there really is that much hope. I think this one was just a better base to begin with. In terms of height, I think he's... Okay, so if you think Batman is like 6'3", right? That would mean Penguin is like 5'3", and he's listed as being 4'11". So I think this old DC Direct figure is also closer to that. And we can also compare the umbrellas. This is the DC Direct one, and this is the McFarlane one, and this one is just better painted. It has more detail, it has a little bit of blood on it, and the DC Direct one just destroys the McFarlane figure. Bringing them out next to Harvey as well. Yeah, I definitely think this guy looks better as well. Maybe McFarlane can do a really, really good Two-Face finally, but, you know, until then. Okay, so moving on to the biggest out of all of them, and that is Killer Croc. And I was actually really looking forward to this guy here, because as soon as I saw him, I thought his head sculpt looked more accurate to the game. And then, like, it's a little bit slimmer. I think his posture is a lot better. I also really, really like this articulation setup. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, he's even got, like, toe hinges, which is pretty rad. The paint job, however, leaves a lot to be desired. Like, Croc in the game it's very yellow here in front. Like, these, like, chest, stomach scales, they're very yellow. And his green is supposed to be a lot darker. I do prefer the orange of these pants, but color-wise, this guy just nails it. It's not really fair because I repainted this guy a little bit, especially the head. You can also compare, like, this thing is actually removable. It's a separate piece. This, I'm not really sure. I don't think it is removable. I think it's kind of stuck there. And, you know, he's got a metal chain hanging down here. He's got metal chains hanging down here. He doesn't even have a loop for them here. And then, as much as I do love this head, the more I looked at reference pictures, this guy is actually closer to the in-game model. However, the one thing is that I do much prefer the articulation on this guy. What I was thinking is, I'm gonna do a full repaint of this guy, and then I'm gonna give him, like, all these little accessories, and I'm gonna swap the head, and I'm gonna do like a full repaint. Then we'll see what that looks like. So unfortunately, DC Direct Croc is the better looking figure. He also has an articulated jaw, which is... I kind of think an articulated jaw is a must for Killer Croc, so a shame. But he undeniably looks really cool. So, like, if you prefer this guy just from, like, a pure aesthetic point of view, then by all means, he looks really, really cool. But this guy is more accurate. I really, really like this guy. It's just too bad that McFarlane really seems a bit lazy with the paint. So, yeah, that's my little comparison video for you. So yeah, that's the end of my little comparison video. Now comes the videos where I'm going to modify pretty much everything. You got a little taste of that with the Catwoman figure already, but Croc is going to be way more in-depth. I'm going to do some mods to this Batman figure over here. There's going to be a big thing about Penguin, probably, where I give him articulated legs and arms. And, you know, there's also Grundy. And putting him next to Croc, I'm a little bit disappointed now when I'm looking at him, but at least next to Batman, I can live with this height, because I'm not really used to Grundy being absolutely gigantic. Like, I don't need Grundy to be 12 feet tall. I just need him to be like 8 or so. It's just like next to Croc, he does look a bit small. But to be honest, I'm also really not like a fan of Croc being like 10 feet tall either. I actually think if Croc was like this height, it would be like perfect. I know in the game this is pretty accurate, but you know, just like personal preference. But actually, just taking a look at this Grundy figure, he does look really good actually. Like, this looks a bit cheap, these chains are terrible looking, but the rest of his body and like the head sculpts, yeah, I really like it actually. I'm glad I have him, to be honest. So anyway, thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed.